everyone, it's Pinay New Yorker live streaming from New York City. Maraming salamat po sa pagdalo sa aking live stream. Thank you for joining me. This is your usual conversation with Pinay New Yorker at the end of the day. Like my name says, I'm a Filipina. That's the Pinay in my name. Pinay is slang for Filipina as Yankee is to American. Also, I've been in New York the last 25 years, and if you look at my channel, I actually have content about New York City. So that's what I am all about. Let me just adjust. I'm sorry, there's always a need to adjust our camera and all that. We want to be comfortable. There you go. I hope you had a good day. Today was a better day in New York City. It wasn't that cold. Not terribly cold, at least. I am almost afraid of the way this is positioned. I think it's there. There you go. I'm sorry for all the movement. Again, si Pinay New Yorker po ito. Welcome to the live stream. Being a Filipina New Yorker, Pinay New Yorker, that's me. I do this in 2 languages, so you'll have to indulge me as I do this both in Tagalog and English. If you are someone who does not understand Tagalog, you can be rest assured that if I do speak in English, in Tagalog rather, I will translate almost simultaneously. Hi, Kabe and Gabi. Did I read that right? Hi, Gabi, and hi, Gray. Hi, Grayson. Welcome to the live stream. I remember, Grayson, you'll have to remind me where you're chatting from, though. Thank you for being here. And again, we welcome everybody. Chevy, welcome to the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. Just a reminder to please give the live stream a thumbs up. Also, just a reminder of our rules as well. Please observe courtesy and kindness. No flooding and no dropping of links of other live streams that are concurrent with mine. Please show respect to the host and everybody in the live stream. If you start attacking anybody in the live stream, even if you are not attacking me directly, we're going to have to break up permanently. So let's just have a chill conversation tonight and try to unwind to the end of the day. Hi, Grayson and Chevy. Thank you so much for subbing. And if you like what you see or hear and you want to see me again, I'm usually here Sundays to Friday. I do this 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 9 a.m. in Manila. Happy birthday, Jessa. Welcome to the live stream. Thank you for joining us. And again, just a reminder, this is a very vanilla chat. So if you're looking for some excitement, this is not the place. We are trying to relax here. So we are trying to unwind. And I hope that you will respect that. We welcome everybody, MAGA, anti-MAGA, LGBTQ plus IA, or whatever letter of the alphabet you are, whatever gender you feel you are. Israel, Palestine, all sides are welcome as long as you respect us for what we believe and you respect one another. So this is not the place to be agitating or fighting with people. There are other live streams that do that. Happy birthday, Jessa. Hope you are okay. Steve Pena says hello, gorgeous. Hello, Steve. Thank you so much for the compliment. Again, we just do a conversation here. We're trying to unwind at the end of the day. I do have a day job. So this is when I come home and try to relax. So it's supposed to be ideally a chill conversation. Sometimes people come in and try to make it a little more exciting, which is not to my liking. I am a content creator, so sometimes we do talk about YouTubing. And of course, Nightbot refuses to leave. I've taken him off the moderator already, but he is still there. What can I do? What can I do? Steve Pena, where are you chatting from? Thank you for being here. I ask all my participants where they are chatting from because that helps me to frame the conversation. And be smart, maraming salamat. Welcome to the live stream. Hold a second. No, Daddy Pork, I don't. Sorry. If you want that kind of a conversation, I'm afraid you'll have to go elsewhere. I think Didi's not chatting right now, so the expert is not able to answer your questions. And again, this is not the place for that. Okay? Thank you so much. Ashley. Depends, Ashley. If you are an actual content creator, yes, but if you are not, then I cannot. I have a rule here. Only real houses get to get the moderator jacket. Unfortunately not, so no, we cannot be a moderator. It's the way I denominate my participants, because it's important that the content creators know who the other content creators are as they go in to try to grow their network. Daddy Pork, I'm so sorry, Daddy Pork. You should go somewhere else. Look, I'm sorry. We're going to have to break up on. I said this is a very vanilla chat, and you're not vanilla at all. There you go. Goodbye. Ashley, go check my name. Ashley, I'm sorry I looked at your channel. You're not a content creator. Georgia Echeverria, welcome to the live stream. Thank you for being here. Welcome, welcome. Um, we are just trying to keep up with our guests who are all trying to make my evening a little more exciting. Historia, welcome to the live stream. Maraming salamat po sa pagdaan. A little quiet. George, blessings to all. Welcome, George. I still owe you a couple of subs. I'm going to load that hopefully over the weekend. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for stopping by. How's your part of Florida? It's kind of nippy in New York. It's getting better, but it's still a little cold. Kamusta, Historia? Welcome, welcome. Naka-live ka? Hindi. George says all good. And I've been trying to keep up. So tomorrow I'm not gonna be here. I have an event in the village, and then I don't think I'll be able to come back in time. So I just might go live on Saturday again. Maybe. Because tomorrow is totally out. Historia, okay lang po ka lagi, host. Thank you. Si mama pala nakauwi na. My mom's back home. So my sister told me this morning, nasa San Juan na si mommy. So I hope you had a good day. Mine was a little, well, it wasn't a little busy. It was very busy. So for those of you who don't know, I do have a day job. So I work in an office Monday to Friday. I usually do 5 days a week. Some people do hybrid, but the work I do requires 5 days. So I do live also in New York City, but in a different borough. So para do sa mga hindi nakakaalam, ang New York City is made up of 5 boroughs. So parang yung Metro Manila namin, 5 lang ang area. So I live in one and I work in another. And also, that's the reason why all of my content is about New York City. Hi, official Lady Gaga. How are you? I'm good, thank you. Welcome back to the live stream. Thank you for coming back. I hope you're having a good day. It's not as cold in New York City, but it's still cold. And we have been promised 60-degree weather. I'm almost ecstatic about that. I don't know. I have an event tomorrow evening, so I hope it's not freezing like it is today. I'd hate to have to go around walking around in the city in this kind of cold. It is nice and warm in LA. Lucky you. We're in our 60s today. Let me just check. Weather. I was so busy I wasn't able to upload any shorts except during the morning. Oh, New York City is 44 degrees right now. Feels like 37, so practically freezing. So that's the story in New York City right now. And we were actually freezing 2 days ago. So parang pag umulan, magsa-snow. But there was no rain, so we didn't get any snow. And we're hoping that fall will come back. It's supposed to be autumn, really. Official Lady Gaga says, do you have any favorite music? Oh, I have a lot. I have a lot. Too many to mention. So I don't want to go there. And like I said, we're trying to continue to grow. I'm so grateful though for those who have been giving support to the channel. My earnings just updated and I was kind of shocked because I wasn't expecting it to jump like that. But thank you so much to everybody who has been supporting me as a content creator. Actually, you don't have vids. You don't have an official channel would have vids and actual traffic. You don't have any vids. What you show as Ashley Davis L6D is just a subscriber channel. So maybe you're on the wrong account. You need to log on with your actual creator account. It doesn't show anything. So I'm just trying to be fair to the content creators so they know whom to connect to. And we have had back and forths with subscribers of our watcher channels. So the agreement is if it's a watcher channel, it does not become a mod. Only those who need to actually drop their links, who are the content creators, who will get their moderator. Dog, welcome. What's the question? Better be a good one or we're going to break up. What's the question, dog? Let's hear it. Okay. YouTube doesn't think I should publicize. Let me see. I already said no. You'll have to ask Diddy, but I don't think he can chat right now. So I'm sorry, we're going to have to break up. Hold on. Oopsie. Hotcakes Tyler, hello, welcome to the live stream. Official Lady Gaga says I have to go do some album covers, but no spoilers. See you later. See you later. Hotcakes Tyler, I'm good. I was just giving you an update on the day. So it was a rather busy day. So much so that I wasn't able to upload any shorts this morning except for the ones that I did on the way to work. So I usually would upload during the lunch break. I did take a lunch break. It's just that I was busy trying to respond to some emails. And so I wasn't able to. I'm sorry, I just need to look at this. Anyway, yes, so again, I'm thanking those who have been supporting the channel with their gifts, their gems, their super chats. When I checked the revenue yesterday, actually, yes, yesterday, I was actually surprised at how it jumped. And I hope that will keep going. Thank you so much again to those supporting. And that keeps the content creation very exciting. I am still a little behind on the content creation. For those who don't know, I do have a channel and I do feature videos about New York City. Hotcakes Tyler, hey buddy, I can't wait till we get the chance to meet. Billy Greg Lyron, daan po muna. Welcome to the live stream, Billy. Kamusta? Kita ko yung live mo kanina, kaya lang medyo busy eh. Sandali, ha? Piplay kita, as always, as promised. Ano ang ganap? May bago bang luto? Hold on. Let me just do this. Meron kasing... Ikaw muna aasikasuhin ko, Billy. Meron nang aasar dyan eh. Billy Greg Lyron. Kamusta naman, Billy? Kamusta ang watch hours? Alam mo, Billy, pag hinanap ka, yung ninja mong lumalabas, palitan mo yung handle ni Billy Greg Lyron, yung ninja na 1 subscriber. Kasi pag hinahanap ka, yun ang lumalabas na una. Imbis na yung Greg Mix. Okay? Tapos yung Billy Greg Lyron mo, pwede mong tanggalin yung Q8, Q1M, palitan mo ng let's say 100 or 001, something like that. Lugar at ilang istruktura dito sa Makiling, Calamba, Laguna. Ayan. Watching. Tapos I'll watch something else. Manonood pa ako ng iba para makasupport naman sa'yo. Maraming salamat. Billy Greg says, morning po. Billy Greg says, MMLSO, morning sa lahat. Good morning din sa'yo. And I hope you are having a good day. Uwi ko lang. Medyo busy sa trabaho kanina. Hindi ako nakagawa ng shorts. I was only able to make like siguro mga 2 o 3, which is slow. I usually make around 6. So that means I'm going to have to make up for that before I go to bed tonight. And I'm hoping to upload another video and then maybe create more over the weekend. I have one ready for showing. So again, Billy, pagka mag-premiere ka, pumasok ka doon kina MBTV USA para maraming pumasok, right? Okay. Tapos bawasan natin yung, pwede mo tanggalin yung Q8, Q1M. Siguro gawin mo na ang Billy Greg Lyron, kung ano man yung age mo o kaya yung birthday mo. Tapos palitan mo yung pangalan ni Alagad. Kasi pagka hinahanap ka, yun ang unang lumalabas. Nakaka-confuse yun eh. baka dun sila dumikit imbis na sa'yo. So, hindi nila alam na si Billy Greg Lyron si Greg Mix sometimes. So, like sa akin, alam ko kasi lumalabas, but ang lumalabas is your handle. So, we try to help new YouTubers here who are also trying to grow their channel. So, sometimes we give them advice, sometimes we give them watch hours, and we just try to be supportive. So maraming salamat, Billy Greg. Labas pa ng maraming isda. I hope that tuloy-tuloy lang ang paggawa, ha? At saka, gaya ng sabi ko, maganda yung hindi magalaw ang video. So, kung ganyan ka, maraming manonood sa'yo. So, hopefully, tuloy-tuloy, tama lang ang pacing ng upload. So, that's very good. Kaya lang, maikli itong lugar at ilang istruktura dito sa Makiling, Calamba, Laguna. 7:58. Isang pa mo ng 8 or 8.5. Kasi ang cut-off ni Lolo is approximately 8 minutes. 'Di ba? Para kahit ma-monetize ka, you have control of the ads if the video is 8 and up. So, pagka maikli sa 8, hindi mo yan makokontrolan kung hindi mo madadagdagan ng ads, hindi mo rin makokontrol kung saan. Hindi ko po alam ba't nagkaganyan ng account ng Greg Adventure TV ang tunay kong account. Siguro nag-register ka before? Kasi may Greg Mix. Mukhang ikaw din yun kasi Billy Greg Lyron din yun eh. Kaya lang Greg Mix TV 1 ata ang nakalagay. So, hindi ko alam kung alin ang una mong ginawa. Hotcake Styler says, okay, have a good night, buddy. Hugs to you. Hugs to you too. And Hotcake Styler is laughing out loud. So, please don't forget to give the live stream a thumbs up and subscribe. If you wish to subscribe, if you want to support the content creator hosting the live stream, there is a $sign down there, or you can give your gems if YouTube is telling you you have gems to give away, or they can also be purchased as gifts. So thank you so much. In any case, like I said, we try to help our content creators here, and sometimes we just have a chill conversation about life. It's a little serious. Hotcake Styler says, okay, cool. So, sometimes I have a hard time thinking about the thumbnail or the title. And it's not really a title. It's more of an art card, I would say. And today I just said, don't you give up, because I think a lot of people are struggling with their channels. So, gusto lang natin sabihin na huwag kayong susuko at tuloy-tuloy lang ang pag-create. At sana gawin niyo yan organically. Like I always say, huwag niyo munang puhunanan ang YT kahit na sinabi sa inyo, kikitain niyo din yan kahit mamuhunan kayo. Kasi believe me, unless babayaran nila kayo at sila yung talagang manonood at maninigurado, nakikita kayo, malabo yan. So I always encourage YouTube creators to do things organically. Boosting is a two-edged sword, meaning parang patalim yan eh. Ang problema dyan is, kung ang nagbo-boost sa inyo, for example, hindi nyo alam kung saan ang gagaling yung booster, dadagdagang numbers, pero hindi yan necessarily magta-translate into dollars or revenue. So, dahan-dahan po sa ganyan. Ako, I did everything organically for both channels and nakalusot naman. Nakaka 445 na pong watch hours. Okay, so this weekend, Billy, inaantay ko lang kasi sumampa yung take 5. Malapit na siya, 200 plus na lang. And medyo behind pa si Lolo sa pagre-report. So it's like 5 days behind. Pag sumampa yon, I will pledge to help you with the watch hours. Tuloy-tuloy. Sana magkaroon, i-playlist mo lang. It's very important you have a playlist. I-playlist mo lang lahat ng vids sa isa. And one playlist for all live streams, di ba? MB Smart is in the house. Greg, punta ka naka-live si MBTV USA right now, and that would be a good place to start for connecting with other content creators. Pasok na doon. You have my permission. Alam mo naman, tutulungan naman kita kaya nandito ka o hindi. So, don't worry about that. Inaantay lang natin si Take 5. I'm really just waiting for the other channel, Take 5 NYC, to be fully monetized. I'm 200 plus hours away, and YouTube is currently delayed by around 4 days. So, I have stopped hyping because with the next time I hype, I want to be fully monetized so that I get full monetization for all the views. So, the last video that I had hyped is now over 4,000 4,000 views. But the problem is that I'm not monetized on that video, so I'm not earning anything. But of course, there was that exposure, there was that boost in terms of viewership. We reached number 4 on the hype board. So we're hoping to repeat that again, but we have to do it with some strategic planning. So ano yan may parang na-realize ko kaya twice naka-hype lahat ng hinype ko is because the video got uploaded on a Saturday. So if you upload on a Saturday, yung hype points mo for the previous week, so yung Monday to Friday bago nung pag-upload, papasok yun dun sa video. Tapos pagkarga ng Monday, wala pang isang linggo yung video, pwede ka mag-hype ulit with the same accounts. So I also noticed that on the first wave of hyping, each hype was worth 5,000 points. But if I try to hype now with the same account, the smaller channel, 4,500 is what YouTube is giving. So I don't know if it's the age of the channel because it has been over 1,000 for like 2 to 3 weeks now, or if it's because it has been hyped and it has had more views and more subscribers. So that's sort of an experiment in progress on the hyping, and unfortunately, not everybody can hype at the moment. So when you talk about hyping to other channels, not all of them are aware what it is about and what the benefit is. But as a recipient of number 4, or having gone up to number 4 of the leaderboard, I can tell you it boosts the viewership of the video. So that video, although 5 minutes, that video is now raking up 4,000 plus views, and that's not even 2 weeks. It turns 2 weeks this Saturday. So that's all the YouTube news for hyping that I can give you. I haven't tried hyping since because I thought makaka-hype ako this Saturday at makakapag-upload ako ng hypeable video. But again, I do not want to do that until I am monetized. So hopefully by next week, we will able to do another hyping experiment. So, and hopefully more countries will get to hype next time. So yesterday I was being asked about buying watch hours. There was a content creator, may content creator po na tatanong tungkol sa pagbili ng watch hours. And I have had no experience, although naalok na ako. So noong maliit pa ang Take 5 NYC, when it was a smaller channel, I was being offered watch hours and subs to monetize. And I said, I really would prefer to do it organically. So alam ko yung bentahan, alam ko yung presyo, kasi sinabihan ako na, more or less, this is it's going to cost, how much what's going to happen. But I said, I'd really rather do it organically kasi in the first place, ba't mo pupuhunanan yon? I have a monetized channel and I know for a fact that when you monetize, it's still effort that will get you the revenue. So, ang kita po sa YouTubing, hindi po automatic yan na porket na monetize na kayo, kikita na kayo. So, kailangan yung trabahuin pa rin ang content. You have to work on your content. You have to work on your networking, not necessarily your subs. My experience has been that the return watchers are more of the YouTube watchers than subscribers. So sa akin, I always say this, when I look at my analytics, ang mas nakararaming nanonood sa akin, yung mga dinadala ng algorithm or ni Lolo. Ang subscribers ko na nanonood is principally around 5%. So mababa. And makikita niyo yan kahit doon sa malalaking video. So, yung mga video na humakot. So, I'm not really a very big channel at 12,800. Lagi ko sinasabi yan, hindi ako malaking bahay. Lalo na pag nakita niyo yung talagang malalaking bahay na 300,000, 500,000, 1 million, 2 million, yan. And there are channels like ours, gaya ng ang mga channel natin na ganun kalalaki. Even among the Filipinos, maraming mga Pinoy channels na malalaki na may following talaga. Marami ding channels na mga Pinoy na nasa ibang bansa na talagang humahakot din ng followers and subs. Kaya lang, I'm sure sasabihin din nila sa inyo, karamihan ng nanonood sa kanila, although malaking porsyento may porsyento na nanonood na subscribers, not all of their subscribers return to watch. Me, how are you? I am doing good. Where are you chatting from, me? Welcome to the live stream. Please don't forget to give the live stream a thumbs up. Where are you chatting from, me? Sebastian Mosqueda. I am fluent in Filipino and English. Those are my only two languages, Tagalog and English. I'm very fluent and I can speak formally in both languages, read and write. So I can do both street talk and I can do literary writing in both languages. Where are you again, Sebastian? And me, where are you chatting from? Welcome to the live stream. Sebastian Mosqueda, have I thought about being an interpreter? That depends because all Filipinos speak English and Tagalog. So we're not like the other Asian countries that usually need interpreters. So that's something we are very proud of. Wherever you go in the Philippines, even if you talk to farmers, if you talk to cigarette vendors, you talk to drivers or soldiers, they all understand English and can speak a bit of English. So you will be able to go around and communicate. Now, if it's interpreting for an American who needs to understand Tagalog, I can do that, definitely. Sebastian, oh, Oregon is in the house. Maraming salamat Maraming salamat, Billy Greg. Thank you so much, Sebastian, for coming to the live stream. Again, I know this is not your first time, right? Sige, Billy Greg, ikot ka naman. Maraming salamat. Ang gusto ko sa'yo, hindi kayong basta papasok, lapag, goodbye. Sebastian says, oh yes, that's true. I forgot. Yes. So welcome to the live stream. Again, please don't forget to give the live stream a thumbs up. And I hope that if you like what you see and hear and you want to see me again, please do subscribe to the YouTube channel. I am a content creator, but my channel is mostly faceless. You will only see me here in the live stream. And it has been very heartening that I have had watcher channels or watchers come back, and there's a few of them who go in and out, whenever I'm online. So for them to come back is already an affirmation that I must be doing something right. Now, when I get the gifts or the super chats, then that is something that's really even more heartening. So again, there's a dollar sign somewhere at the bottom. If YouTube is telling you you have gifts to give, any of those gifts translate to revenue for the content creator as well. But again, like I said, the biggest compliment is for you to come back whenever I have a live stream, say hello, and participate in the conversation. Sebastian says, I am subscribed, and yes, that's me. I come in and out. Sebastian Mosqueda, yes, of course, I'm monetized. I'm 12,800 strong. I have another channel I'm currently monetizing. It's just over 1,000 subs, but it should be monetized very soon. I'm just short of 200 watch hours, and YouTube is a little delayed in the reporting, so I'm sure that 200 is already there. Brando Vlog, thumbs up. Welcome to the live stream, Brando Vlog. Sandali, we will play you. Thank you so much, Sebastian. I've been monetized for 3 years now. So the other channel is just about to become monetized. That one has been around, I think, just over a year or 2 years. I was actually not going to monetize the second channel, but then it hit 900 plus subscribers. So I said, might as well. So besides doing that, I also try to help others who are trying to get their channels monetized here. And we are just trying to help. Hold on. Brando and Branda. 9,066 subs. Hanap tayo ng bagong video ipe-play. Ay, hindi ako nagpe-play ng mga non-stop mix, ha. Super haba. Dali. There you go. I found something. Viral Cha-Cha. We will play that. Ayan. Blue Bayou. Hindi Bayo. Bayou, ha. Dali. There you go. Thanks for stopping by. Hold on. Harang pa. Okay. So playing. The protagonist, you in a sundress? No, I am not. I'm in a blouse. And I came from the office, so these are work clothes. Kong Alpha, Trump is Jesus' return, praise him. I think that's sacrilegious, Kong Alpha, so I'm sorry. We try not to do that here, doing the anti-Christian talk, so I'm sorry. If you want to do that, I would go to another live stream. Thank you so much for stopping by, though. Totally disagree. In any case, ayan, Brando and Branda, playing na. Number 58, like, okay? The protagonist, just say it fit you pretty snug. No, it doesn't. It's very loose. But it's a matter of opinion, the protagonist. So if you feel like you do not like what you see, you can go to the next live stream as well. So, again, marami sila, ha? Okay lang yan. Wow, your idea of snug is totally different from reality, but I guess it's, like I said, it's a matter of opinion. And we are all entitled to our opinion. Like, you know, we can swipe and go to the next live stream. But thank you. So like I was saying, we do help. And kung content creator po kayo at meron kayong bagong vid or gusto nyong i-promote, pakilapag lang po. Please go ahead and drop your link if you are a content creator and we will promote. The protagonist says quite the opposite. I love what I see. Thank you so much. So if you do love what you see, there's a $sign somewhere down there for a tip for the host. Or if YouTube told you that you had gifts to give, you can go ahead and give them. Thank you so much. That would be most appreciated. And like I said, tinatanong ako tungkol dun sa pagbili ng watch hours. I really discourage people from doing that because I think you can grow organically, and I've done that for both my channels. So Pinay New Yorker, this channel got monetized in 4 months. So nakubuo ko yung 4,000 watch hours in 2 months. And then the subs I did in 4 months. So nakasampa tayo ng 1,000. And like I said, here in Take 5 NYC, the second channel, I didn't realize it had already gone up to 900 after I totally gave up on monetizing it. And we have been working on the watch hours the last 4 months. So medyo nabaliktad lang, but it's the same thing. So yes, it can be done organically without having to buy subs or having to buy subscribers. Plus, the problem with buying subs or subscribers is that you don't know what kind of subs you are buying. Hindi nyo alam kung ano yung pinapanood supposedly noong mga account na ididikit sa inyo. So, ang problema dyan is if the algorithm sees na iba yung pinapanood, pag nakita ni algorithm na parang yung mga nakakabit sa inyo ang pinapanood, kunwari mga aso't pusa, tapos ang ginagawa nyo, kumakanta kayo. Hindi kayo itatapon dun sa tamang audience pagka ganun ang nangyari. So kasi yung mga kumakabit na organically, kumakabit yan sa inyo dahil nanood sila sa channel nyo. So alam nila kung ano yung ginagawa nyo. They know what you're doing. So when the subscribers really attach organically and they subscribe because they like what they see or they are being entertained by your content, then that is an affirmation to the algorithm na may nanonood sa inyo. So para nagpapatotoo yan kay Lolo na may nanonood nga sa inyo. Brando, hindi ko alam kung ano yung SW. Paki-explain sa akin ano yung SW. Hindi ko talaga alam. So anyway, I'm genuinely curious. So like I said, dun sa mga nagtatanong, hindi ko ina-advise yon. Plus, okay, still watching. Okay, I learned something new. Lagi ko sinasabi, meron akong bago natutunan. Ikaw ang nagturo sa akin today ng bago, still watching. Maraming salamat. Di kasi namin ginagamit dito yan. Pero maraming salamat. Alam ko na. Now I know. Kasi minsan natatakot ako, may mga naglalapag ng mga acronyms na hindi ko alam. Wala naman akong time mag-research sa pop culture. But anyway, so yan. So again, doon sa mga nagtatanong tungkol sa pagbili, yun ang advice ko, wag. Kasi ang problema nga, like ang sabi ko, ang problema dyan is, sabihin man nila, nakikitain nyo yan, unless you do certain niches or ang channel nyo ay tungkol sa ilang particular na topics, effort din yung kumita. So yung pagpapangako sa inyo na pag na-monetize kayo, kikita kayo agad, I am warning you against that. So a lot of big channels, miski yung malalaki na ngayon, sasabihin sa inyo yung first check, medyo effort yan. So maswerte na kayong sumweldo sa first 2 months. So unless patok na patok na patok yung channel, susweldo kayo in the first month. Cat Mom, welcome to the live stream. Where are you chatting from? You're kind of sideways. But welcome. Thank you for being here. And please give the live stream a thumbs up. I always ask my live stream participants where they're chatting from. I do this in 2 languages, in Tagalog, I am a Filipino, and in English. And you can be sure that if I speak in Tagalog, I will translate that right after. You're from Switzerland. Welcome to the live stream. It's kind of late there, right? After 1. So, welcome. There's quite a time difference between us and Europe, so I do know that it must be very late there. We are 13 hours now behind Manila. We used to be 12 hours, but because of daylight savings time, 13 hours na po ang diferensya ng Manila at saka ng New York City. Cat Mom says, I don't sleep. Uh-oh. That's why I do the live stream. It helps me to unwind and helps me to sort of, excuse me, slide to a more relaxed state, and that will enable me to, excuse me, have a better rest. I think it's also age. Sometimes it's harder to sleep. But welcome to the live stream. Thank you for being here. If you like what you see, please do subscribe. At the very least, please give the live stream a thumbs up. In Bern, it's almost 3. Oh my goodness, that's very, very late indeed. Yeah, I know, we're usually 5 hours behind you, but because we moved an hour back, now we are 6, I would think. Right? Nope. No, 7. So it's 6 instead of 7. So now you're 7 hours behind. You'll have to forgive my math plus the fact that I'm a little slower in the evenings because I go home exhausted from work. Brando vlog, nakikinig lang po. Maraming salamat, Brando. Playing pa. Merong tutumbang preso. So maraming salamat muli. And again, doon sana pumasok yung mga nagtatanong kahapon. Alam ko naman. Cat Mom is asking, how was your work? Well, work was busy today, so much so that I wasn't able to do much for the channel. I do have a channel on New York City, and I usually will upload something in the middle of the day, like a couple of shorts, but I wasn't able to do that because I was really working. So I think today I worked my paycheck. That's a term we say when, you really worked hard. It almost felt like a Friday, but tomorrow I have a full day, although I have some events at night, so I'm looking forward to doing some relaxing if only it wasn't so cold. So New York has suddenly gone to almost freezing. Cat Mom, are you an investment banker? No, I'm not. Although my company has an investment arm. I am actually an executive assistant. I support one of the chief something in my company. So I do work in Manhattan. That's why most of my content is about Manhattan. So for those who don't know, New York City is made up of 5 boroughs. So para pong Metro Manila yan. So 5 sila. There's Manhattan, Queens, the Bronx, Brooklyn, and Staten Island. So yan 5 yan, parang yan ang Metro Manila ng New York City. It's called New York City as a whole. So when you say New York City, it's not just Manhattan. Some people have that wrong impression that New York City is just the island. No, it's comprised of all 5. So our mayor, I don't want to say rule, is in charge of the 5 boroughs, but each borough has a borough president. So parang iba lang yung pamamalakad, pero ganun po ang New York City. I've been here 25 years. I moved here 25 years ago to get married. I now have a 21-year-old son. And I've been with the company I work for over 20. Cat Mom says, I remember going to NYC once and a guy on the subway almost attacked my friend. Well, I think that's present wherever you go. It's just that there are times when there are more people who are mentally challenged who are around. There was a time there was more of them because when we became an open city for the immigrants who were trying to get into the country, That's sort of multiplied, but I think they have more or less controlled the numbers. So if you ask me, is New York City safe? I believe New York City is safe. But then if you present yourself into a situation where there is danger, then all bets are off. But for the most part, New York City remains to be a safe place. And I work in New York City. I do take the subway. There are certain parts which are more prone to that kind of attack. But like I said, it's a safe place. That's what my content is all about. I go around. Tomorrow I'm going to be going around in the evening. I'm not afraid of that. I do take public transport even in the evening. And it's getting colder though, so that's the problem. It's more difficult to get around. But other than that, we're a year-round tourist destination. So we're expecting more people to come. Dadami pa ang tao at saka maraming turista. Even among Americans, New York City is a tourist destination. And sadly, there are people who don't like the way the city is, or they have very bad words for the city. Nababasha ko ng todo-todo para dun sa ibang content ko na hindi daw nila maintindihan bakit kaya kong tumira or umikot sa isang place na gano'n na parang ang gulo-gulo, ang daming tao, tapos madumi, maingay. To that I say, New York City is always going to be my place because in this state, I don't stick out like a sore thumb. Hindi ako naiiba. At saka tinatanggap nila lahat ng kulay, lahat ng accents, lahat ng pinanggalingan. The Boy Vlogs, welcome to the live stream. Thank you again for stopping by. Kamusta? Meron kang bago, diba? Hold on. Teka, may piniplay yung kabila eh. Let me go back to you. Nakita mo, nag-connect ako sa'yo with Take 5 NYC The Boy. So sana connect back lang. That channel is something I'm trying to grow. I'm almost monetized on that. Sandali lang. Oh my goodness, bakit tayo hindi connected? Sandali. Symptoms of kidney disease. Hold a sec. Ay, ang ikli. Hanap tayo. Okay, playing Let's Eat. I think kasi I played this on Take 5 NYC. Doon ka connected. So, ayan. Harang pa, but playing. Thank you so much, The Boy Vlogs. Tamsak dan. Maraming salamat. Again, for those who are here, please don't forget to give the live stream a thumbs up and subscribe if you like what you're seeing and hearing. And again, if you would like to support the host of the live stream, there are gems. If YouTube tells you you have gems, please go ahead. And there's a dollar sign somewhere down there for the lipstick fund. So anyway, sabi ko nga nagulat ako when I always look at revenue, syempre every day. Nagulat ako sa tinalon. So thank you so much to those who have been supporting. Branda Vlog, still watching. Mr. Brad Boy, gotcha! I'm surprised you said what's up. It's a good day. Indeed, Mr. Bradboy, it's a good day. I mean, to me, it's a mixed bag because, I really worked my paycheck today. Like, I felt by noon that I could stop working. I had done enough for 2 days. But, sometimes after I do all those things, it makes me feel good and it shows me how good I am at what I do. And it makes me feel proud. Gotcha, Mr. Bradboy. See, I remember. She's got a gotcha. I'm your gotcha girl. Thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate it. I was saying earlier, I really like that my watchers come back and not just the content creators. The content creators have a vested interest in returning. They want their videos played, they want to maintain their network. But watcher channels actually just want to be present and watch. But Mr. Bradboy, you got a channel, right? Why are you in blue? Hold on, let me go to channel. You are a channel. No, you're not. I don't remember why I made you blue. Now I might have to unblue you. I'm kidding. Gotcha. So anyway, I hope you're having a good day yourself. Again, if you are new to the live stream, we just talk here. We're trying to unwind. And, I thrive on the conversation with you. Sometimes we do talk about YouTubing. I am a content creator. I have a channel all about New York. You won't see me there. So the only space you will see me is in my live stream. I've been doing this for almost 6 months now. I used to be a faceless channel only, but friends encouraged me and told me I should be in front of the camera talking to you people. And I was surprised I could keep talking for 2 hours. So yan. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. That's cool. Thank you so much. If YouTube tells you that you have gifts to give, please don't hesitate to give them to the host. I was surprised. There was actually a kid who gave me like 150 gems. When the revenue came in, I was surprised at how much it was. And the other day, I had a supporter who gave me 5,000 of something. So that was a lot. That's why I was so surprised. Gotcha is fun, isn't it? It is, it is. And the boy is just raising their hand and watching. So, minsan nakakagulat, may mga manggugulat ng ganon, hindi lang yung super chat na merong value. Pero sometimes I also get surprised. And it's really very heartening. Mas maraming nagbibigay talaga na watcher channel. So I always encourage them and I tell our kababayans na content creators, let us not forget that the watchers of our videos are actually the ones giving us revenue. Hindi po tayo lumalago dahil sa kapwa creator. Lumalago po tayo dahil sa mga nanonood sa atin. Mr. Bradboy says, but yeah, looking forward to a good weekend. I am too. So I have 2 events tomorrow. I'm sort of at a loss because I double booked myself, but they will overlap somewhat during dinner. So I'm just going to be I will have to leave one early and get to the other one a little later. So I have a gallery viewing. I got invited to a photographer showing his work downtown. I'm going to be mid-town for the first part, and of course I have work too. So the dilemma is I cannot bring all my things to the gallery showing, so I'm going to sort of have to go back and forth. So maraming ganap si Pinay New Yorker tomorrow. I will not be live streaming. So because of that, I am seriously thinking of live streaming on Saturday. I had decided to give up Saturdays kasi medyo matumal ang Saturday. Saturdays is sort of, well, not sort of, it's light. So it's not as active as Fridays would be because, for example, the Philippines would be doing their Sunday chores or things or events, and usually Filipinos do Sunday as family day, so half the audience is not available. And for the states, well, I don't know, I think everybody's online on Saturday evening, so it's sort of like slim pickings. And I've decided the last maybe 6 Saturdays to give that up. So that works out because sometimes you can't really just keep doing it and just keep at the live stream. I mean, it's been fun. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy being here. I enjoy meeting people like Mr. Bradboy, Branda Vlog, and and the other people who are in the live stream who haven't raised their hands. The boy vlogs is saying Branda shouty. So, like I said, I'm always heartened when people come back, listen, and participate in the live stream. MB Smart is still in the house. Kamusta? Bukas wala ako, MB. Nandiyan ka. Although I have a premiere, but I don't want to premiere without me being there. Mr. Bradboy, we should just say gotcha each other. LOL, understanding each other. Indeed, Mr. Bradboy, gotcha. People will think I'm crazy if that's all I say, right? And my fellow Filipinos expect us to speak in Tagalog. I'm almost afraid if I keep going in English, they usually slide off and leave the chat. So, mahalaga po sa akin pareho yung mga Pinoy at yung mga hindi po Pinoy. Kaya nag-i-English Tagalog po ako. That's why I do the 2 languages. Both audiences are very important to me. The boy vlog says, MB Smart, shouty, Mr. Bradboy, how's your day? Well, like I said, it was a very busy day, but it went out to be okay. I'm busy if I don't upload any new shorts or at least edit new shorts during the day, and I wasn't able to because, like I said, I worked 2 days worth of chores at work in like half a day. By midday, I had done everything expected of me. Mr. Brad Boy says, "Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Gotcha." So like I always say when I'm here, I do this really to unwind and sort of to unload. And I think despite the challenges of the day, like there was one person who I asked for A, kept giving me B and C. So it's like I already laid out what I need from you, but you keep giving me something else, to the point that I just stepped back and stopped. I didn't even insist. Mr. Bradboy says, "I'm just watching TV and seeing what's on." Oh, I'm just, now I feel bad because you are just relegating me to the side table. Not perfectly fine. So at the same time, I received some good news, which sort of shocked me. In the morning, I received news from back home. And it was very heartwarming because I did not expect it. So I'm going to be calling home after the live stream to sort of make the connection. So my mother is home already, so that's one of part of the good news. She was in Bicol, which is around an hour's flight away plus 3 hours by car. So that was kind of far. And I'm just glad she's safe in Manila with my siblings. Mr. Bradboy says, "No, it's cool. I'm just multitasking." Prismatic Energy, welcome to the live stream. Kamusta? How was your day in school? How are you? Prismatic Energy says, "Just dropped a like." Kamusta? Kamusta? Sometimes I feel bad kasi you come in and then you just disappear and float away. And I hope it's not because, it gets busy. But always remember that Tita is thinking of you. Mr. Bradboy, yep, it's not a problem. At NP, I know is no problem. Because I was asking Brad, what's the name? Hold on. I was asking Branda vlog. They were dropping SW, so apparently that means still watching. So I learned something new today. I'm sorry. Sometimes I'm very slow with the acronyms and all the shortcuts, right? So sometimes I have to admit, oh, the first time I heard TMI, I had to Google that, but that was around 15 years ago. No, around 12 years. I had to Google what it meant in pop culture, and I found out too much information. I guess I'm very old. Prismatic energy, yes, TMI is too much information. That was kinda embarrassing. So I was texting someone. Not that it wasn't that long ago, maybe around 10 years. And he was the kind of guy who would say what's up. So that didn't go anywhere because first he was much, much younger. And he was saying, "What's up?" And then we were texting, and I said, "TMI." And he said, "TMI." I literally had to Google it. Mr. Bradboy, it's all good. Yard Food says, "Good night." Thank you so much, Yard Foods. Thank you for stopping by. How are you? Mr. Bradboy says, "Have to have fun somehow." So true. I like TV is usually my go-to as well, but most of my series are waiting for the next episode. I've started watching A Cemetery Road, Pluribus, Morning Show. Yeah, so those are the things I've been watching. Yard Foods, looking nice. Thank you so much, Yard Foods. We're going to play something from you. If you can hold on a sec, let me just go to you. How are you doing, Yard Foods? I haven't seen you in a bit. Hold a sec. Why is it asking me to report? Why is not, hold on, it's not allowed. Oh, because I am not, I'm sorry, I'm not on my account on this phone. Hold on. And like I said, it's gotten so cold. Oh my goodness. Uh, I've started wearing a puffer vest under my cardigan because I'm so afraid to get sick. And it's just horrible cold. But they said we're going to get 60s, get into the 60s this weekend. So hopefully that is true and will become true and will give us back our fall weather. It's supposed to be autumn, but it's not. So very, very cold weather indeed. Plain vegetable curry yards foods. Like, hold on. Let me just put the comment in and then I will just, hold on. Thank you for joining the live stream. Okay. I'm trying to do this real time because when I don't do it real time, the problem is hindi ko siya nasusundan. Out na muna. Exit po muna ako, ma'am. Thank you so much, Branda. Ayan, tapos na. Tapos na yung, yung vid mo. We'll play another. Hold on. Sige. Go ahead, Branda. Maraming salamat sa pagdaan. And I will play something else just for support. Ayan. Sandali. Ilalike ko. Watching again from NYC. Ayan. Okay. So thank you so much. Mr. Brad Boy says, not a problem. Gotcha. Okay, so Branda. Okay lang, go ahead. Yard Foods playing still. So thank you so much. Oh, hold on. I need to be at this premiere because this is somebody I support. And is it done? I guess it's done. And I unfortunately did not catch it. Hold on. See, sometimes it's hard to be here with you guys and then trying to catch up with who's doing the premiering. So I will just catch the replays later. Yard Foods, okay. Pork, welcome to the live stream. Hello, where are you chatting from? Please don't forget to give the live stream a like, a thumbs up. And if you want to, please do subscribe. How are you doing tonight? Welcome to the live stream. Magbabagsak yan. Ano kaya ang kanyang ibabagsak at sasabihin? O, diba? Let me just go to channel and see. I do give a moderator to content creators. Watch your channel. Oh, you actually have a channel. Hold on a sec. Mr. Bradboy, gotcha. I'm good. I'm from Russia. Welcome to the live stream. Spasiba. Hold on. That's all I know. So don't get me started. Oh, this is a gamer. Okay, I'm watching underrated Pixar dinos. And then I'm going to subscribe, okay? Like, okay. Let me give you your jacket. This is your mom now. You're here. How old are you, Pork Mode? I'm almost afraid to ask. 197 subscribers. Okay. And we will subscribe. Okay. Thank you. Gotcha. So, like I said, we try to help smaller channels grow here as well. And we try to spread the love. I'm watching MD168's video, which I missed the premiere of. But hey, we will lend support in other ways. I do watch her live streams as well in the afternoons here in the United States, and we usually support one another with our premieres and our usual videos. We do that with our fellow content creators. So, again, it's gotten colder, like I said. Prismatic, I just had a DBQ in ethnic studies. What is DBQ? Educate Tita, please. What is DBQ? Pray tell me. Hold on, I need another soda, and I'm not sure I have one right here. I might have to stand up and get one from the fridge. Tell me about it, Prismatic. What happened? Document-based question. Unfortunately, not a deep fried barbecue. Chevy, welcome to the live stream again. Prismatic, can you tell I'm hungry? Yeah, I know, because it's like almost 6 p.m. there, right? What's for dinner? Tell me. Are you going to make it or did mom make it? So don't think about the barbecue first. So how did the document-based question go? Tell me. I had a sort of rough day, but productive, so I'm not complaining. And tomorrow I'm supposed to be busy. Chevy says it's 9 o'clock. Yes, it is. Nikki, kamusta? Sabi ni Peng, nandiyan na daw si mother, na panaginipan daw niya ako. Muntik na ako maiyak. Tatawag ako mamaya. Yes, Chevy says in US. Yes, I'm in New York. True, chika us later. Okay. Tawagan kita before I call home. Kasi hindi ko naman sure if they will call me. But thank you so much to everyone who's here. This is Pinay New Yorker live streaming from New York City. Where it is 9 o'clock, as Chevy said, yes. In the East Coast, it is 9 p.m. But where Prismatic Energy is, it's only 6. I think it went pretty well, Prismatic says. We had to write an essay in 1 hour about the topic we've been learning about, Mali Empire and Great Zimbabwe. Oh my goodness, that's a little deep. The Boy Vlogs, Nikki Enix, Shouty. The Boy hindi yan content creator, kapatid ko yan. Kaya lang siya naka-blue. Kapatid ko yan, nanonood lang yan. Gavin Maxwell, I got a YouTube channel. Hold on, let me check, Gavin. I'm sorry, I'm a little behind. Hold on, let me just check. Gavin Maxwell, indeed. 466 subscribers. Hold on, I'm going to give you the jacket. Welcome to the live stream. Where are you chatting from, Gavin? There you go. You're all set. Thank you. Chevy says, wait, I think, no, I'm not. Prismatic Energy said, thanks to my insane typing skills, my highest speed is 186 to 195 words per minute. I was able to finish in time, but I feel like I could have used at least 13 more minutes. Well, that's the point of the time pressure, right? Chevy says, wait, I think you're in, it's China. No, I'm in New York City. That's the Chrysler Building. I've been a New Yorker for 25 years. If you go to my channel, which has a new short at least once a day, you will see I am in New York City. Nikki Nix, The Boy Vlogs, hello. Yard Foods, hello from The Boy. And Chevy says, I have a YouTube channel. Yeah, but you're not a channel, Chevy, you are a watcher. You have 19 subscribers and only shorts. And I am not in China. I am in New York City. And I have a feeling I've been alive longer than you. So I've been in America longer than you have been. Right? Chevy says you don't know how to make videos. Well, that's a matter of opinion. And Chevy Poussard says, I don't. Yes. So it's a matter of opinion, Chevy. So, like I said. So, Prismatic, what else happened in school? Nang aasar siya. Okay lang, mag-aasaran kami. What is how do you? You don't know how to make videos. Is that what you're saying? And how do I make videos? I have an editor. Prismatic Energy, we had a massive rainstorm today, so that was interesting. Somebody said it was sunny. Although, of course, California is a huge state. You have to be able to edit videos on an editor. I use Power Director. There's several online. There's Canva, there's CapCut, there's KineMaster. So if you're using an iPhone, there's also iMovie, which has improved greatly in the last 6 to 10 years. So the first time I used it, it was so horrible, but I'm actually amazed at the things it can do if you're using an iPhone or an iPad. Prismatic Energy, that's it. And Chevy says it was snowing. Oh, in your part. Where are you again? You're in Motorola. And where is Motorola? I'm geographically challenged. You can talk to me about New York, but other states I'm a little off. Prismatic Energy says CapCut is good, but they made everything premium now, so it's like unusable. Try a light motion. I use Power Director. I pay for it. So I have an annual subscription to it. So my advice is you stick to the same editing software so you can study how to use it and you can be good at it. Because if you keep switching softwares, it will take you time to sort of master it. So the nice thing with iMovie is I can do pre-production on Power Director and finish it with a voiceover on iMovie. So I primarily use iMovie for voiceovers. Prismatic Energy says Motorola like the phone. I think so. Chevy says my phone is Motorola. Oh, okay. I'm not familiar with the OS. So just between Apple and Samsung. So there are things you can do on Samsung on YouTube that you cannot do on an Apple iPhone. So when you see a looped video as a green screen, that's not an Apple iPhone because they cannot do that on iPhone. You can do that on a Samsung. Chevy says, M you are in Maine. Is that what you're saying? I'm in Maine. Mim in Maine. I'm trying to understand. Yeah. So like it depends on the phone that you're using, like I said. So I would love to get a Samsung because there are some applications that are only available on Samsung phones and not yet playable on Apple. And unfortunately, all my devices are Apple. So it's a little tricky. So again, my advice is you learn how to edit your videos with a software you have access to. So if there is an editing software, there are several which still offer free versions with limitations, but you know, you don't really need fancy if you just needed to sort of create a beginning and end and an introduction to your video. Chevy Poussard says, yes, you can basically do anything on Motorola's, but do videos. So you cannot do videos? Is that what you're saying? Also, the Apple iPhones have improved greatly on their OS. So there's very good excuse me, stabilization. That's one thing I've noticed. You can trip or the phone or the what if you're holding it, you can be walking with it, and as long as you are not like doing this or moving up and down, you are able to get a very, very smooth footage. Prismatic Energy says, I want a motorcycle with an iridescent or holographic wrap, but my parents say it's so dangerous. Too dangerous, so I probably won't. You are too young for a motorbike. And besides, yes, it is a very dangerous vehicle because the speeds that can go to are way beyond manageability. So that's a little difficult. You have to be an expert, I think. And sometimes people get on very fast vehicles like that. You tend to overdo things. Good luck. Welcome to the live stream. Yeah. Thank you so much. Good luck. Thank you for coming back. Welcome again. And where are you from again? Can you remind me? Are you in Nigeria? I'm sorry. I hate mentioning countries because sometimes people don't want to listen and they don't like to hear one country. Like there are countries which are next to each other, but they don't like each other. So if I make the mistake of mentioning or asking if they're in the other one, and they're actually in the other one, I get in trouble. Where are you from again? Good luck. I remember you. Thank you so much for coming back. Did you subscribe? Please don't forget to give the live stream a thumbs up and subscribe if you will so that you will see Pinay New Yorker again. Thank you so much. Like I said, it's very heartening when we see friends like this come back. And of course, we have our old reliables like Prismatic, who is one of our regulars in the live streams whenever she can stop by because she does have a life and she is a student and she does live on the other side of the coast. So it's not always easy to come in and to be here. Thank you so much to the 3 people in the house. I really appreciate that you're here. And I hope that you will keep me company. I don't know how much longer. Prismatic Energy says she does have a life. LOL. That's me saying I understand if you drift off, and I do know that this is not your only go-to thing at the end of a school day, right? You have so much going on for you. I hope you get a good grade on the exam, and I hope or the essay, and I hope that you get to do more next time. But my God, 150 plus words per minute. Mine was 90, and that was already fast when I took the exams for. They test how fast you type when you apply for jobs that involve typing. Good luck says, yes, I'm from that country that you just mentioned, Nigeria, because I can't deny my country that God made, that I should be a citizen from you now. Prismatic Energy, thank you. Also, my first finals are next month. It's crazy. Can you believe how time has flown, right? Before you know it, it's already 2026. And we just greeted 2025. Wow, right? And then I'm gonna get another year older. I'll be 60 in April. Oh my goodness. So, hey, but that's life, right? And that's why I say you really cannot waste time, and you cannot always think that there's tomorrow, or I can do this next year, or I can do this in 5 years. If there's one thing I have learned as a person who is getting older, I'm 59, and especially someone who has experienced some health challenges. Like last year, I had two procedures, I had two surgeries. It makes you realize that you don't have forever. So prismatic energy says, well, I started practicing typing when I was in second or third grade with my twin brother. I started out at 20 words per minute, and I'm now 150 plus. Like you said, is actually faster than me. His top speed is 223-ish. Oh my God, you have a twin? Amazing. I don't know how I would be able to handle two if I had a twin. My son, if I had twins for my son, right? As sons. One was a lot. One was a lot to handle, and he's still a lot to handle right now. So I'm asking him if he'll go to the gallery viewing tomorrow, and he's still thinking about it. But he's asking permission to see me next week to do a sort of a pre-photo shoot for his upcoming video. I need to talk to him about that, but I already said yes. So it's kind of hard when your kids grow up, and that's also something that I've had to think about. They have their own lives. As you grow older, not that you're drifting further from your parents, but you start to develop your own life. And as a parent, I want to respect that and encourage him to be his own person. So the times we spend together are less and less, but not any less meaningful. So this summer, we decided to go together. We had that adventure in Utah. We went to Zion National Park. We went to the Antelope Canyons of Arizona, and we went back to Utah for Bryce National Park, and then we went to Vegas. So it wasn't so much to see all those places. That was part of it, yes. But I went on the vacation primarily to have that experience with him. So I really went out of my way. We were originally planning to go to Italy, but the problem was his schedule, my schedule, and the schedule at work didn't meld. So it just wasn't working out. I bought the tickets already. So fortunately, I bought it at the price where you can do a fair exchange. So I was able to swap it out for the tickets to Utah. Prismatic says, I think Zion and Bryce National Park are part of these canyons called the Great Staircase. The staircase, I think, is in Bryce. Because Zion is sort of like, because in Bryce, there's actually one way to go down, and then you go up through a different canyon, but it's like a zigzagging and very steep climb. We did not do that. So in fact, I only did one hike. They did more than, I think they did two or three. So I always would let them go. We went with his girlfriend. So his girlfriend was with us. So we went, all three of us. I actually enjoyed it. I got to know her. She's a very nice young lady. And, I'm happy for them, but I'm hoping not yet because they're too young. They're both in their early 20s, and they're trying to finish college right now. There's so much more out there, but I'm glad I had I'd say shared experience with them, and I encourage everybody to try to see those canyons even just once. I haven't produced those videos yet, but I do have the videos, yes. And I must say, the Navajo people, the Navajo Nation, are very protective of their culture and their natural resources. And all the businesses that go into the Antelope Canyons, for example, must be Navajo owned. All their guides, except for one, are all Navajo. And the only one who's not Navajo is married to one of the members of their nation. So it's a very closely controlled business and enterprise. And I think we have to give that to them because it is their land, and it is just fantastic. So again, for those people who ever get the chance to, you should take the chance to see those natural formations, even just driving through the highways was just breathtaking. I mean, I'm a city girl, and when you look at what nature has formed or what nature has out there, it really gives you something to think about. That, the universe, it encompasses all that we are and all that we do. So again, for those who have access, you should try to visit those national parks when you can, if you can. Doesn't have to be an expensive vacation. It's drivable from many states around there. So that's something that you can really do. MB Smart, maraming salamat po sa pagbalik. At alam ko nandiyan ka lang. At alam ko busy. I missed MD 168's premiere, pero nanood na ako ng replay. So yan. I think I'm developing something. I feel a pain in my throat, but it's the cold. So one thing that's weird is the way I react to the cold, even if I'm all bundled up, because I'm breathing the cold air. Na-affect my lungs get affected, and I've been asthmatic since I was a child, so I have very sensitive my respiratory system is a little oversensitive. But I have had no problems adjusting to the cold. I don't really get asthma attacks. I get sick during the allergy season, which is during the spring and the fall. So sana wag naman. Although I don't know also kung dahil to sa lamig. Prismatic says, "Oh my God, I was going to ask about where MB Smart was." Oh, she's always there. Because before I start, I say hello. Her channel is actually MBTV USA, 1974. And I always say hello so they know I'm live, and then they will be in the background and she just listens. So she's talking to her live streamers, but she has her earphones on, so she's hearing what I'm saying. So we usually also have Bonsayistang Lumpo, but I don't see him because I think they got affected by the typhoons. There have been a lot of typhoons in the Philippines, and a lot of parts have been affected. In fact, Mr. Lee Art, who is usually here, has also been sort of absent. He stopped by yesterday and said they had no power. So the typhoon actually hit them bad. And Prismatic says, "I see." Prismatic Energy says, "Wow, it's so interesting realizing how this is a whole complex mechanism whenever you stream." It is. And there are times really that you just have to keep talking even when you see there's no one in the room. But one of them said, "No, I was in the room. I don't know why YouTube was saying it was zero." So now when I see zero, I just keep talking, thinking, okay. Sometimes they're just not in, but they can hear already. They're going through the ads, or else they're closing down windows. So it's not always simultaneous. Prismatic Energy says, "Oh yes, I hope people in the Philippines are all right, and the floods are getting out of hand from what I've seen." Well, where the Philippines is actually located in a typhoon belt, and we are also located in a seismic belt. So we get the earthquakes, we get the floods, and we also get a lot of volcanic activity. In fact, one of our volcanoes erupted in 1990, and we didn't know that mountain was a volcano. So everybody just got shocked. There was not, it wasn't really lava, but it was spewing a lot of ash. So much so that it was 3 p.m. The sun should have been up, but it looked like it was sunset and it was getting dark. And we had that huge blanket of dust and soot around us. Prismatic Energy says, "I guess volcanic activity is how the hundreds of islands were formed." Actually, no. They said it was, we used to be connected by land bridges. That's why the Asian people are more or less all Malay. That's the race that we actually are a part of, or Malay. So that's Malaysia, Indonesia, the Philippines. We all look similar because we used to be connected by land bridges which sank as the waters rose. So could be. I don't think it was volcanic primarily, but more like tectonic shifts or some of those seismic activities that happened hundreds and hundreds of years ago. Prismatic Energy, that's actually crazy. What did the people do if they had their house directly on that mountain? they actually got swept away. So one problem was, so all the soot flowed out, right? And then the rains came, and when the byproduct of the explosion got wet, they would flow like it was called lahar. So it was like a muddy flow or landslide down the mountain. So certain towns got buried. And the problem is when that byproduct dried, it was hard as cement. So there was nothing you could dig out of. So certain towns actually got buried. So that was, I think, 1990. I was still there. And that was sort of that was an eye opener for the Philippines back then. And they were thinking of sacrificing certain towns and creating a pathway down the mountain for we called it lahar to flow down from. But the problem was which town, and nobody wanted to raise their hand, of course, who would volunteer to sacrifice. But whenever it rained, you didn't know where it would flow. So the surprising thing is, and for those of you who know, I have a channel, right? I was For one of my trips, the plane actually headed a different way, and I was able to fly over that area where the lahar, or where the volcanic byproducts had flown down, and it was really fantastic. That's not a usual route, so I would usually take vids, and this was one of those that was really just breathtaking. I didn't realize it until I passed it, that was where we were passing. So I think it was one of the long journeys home. So that's one of my I wouldn't call it big seller. It's one of the more popular videos that I have. I think that has, if it's not the one that has over 10,000, it's the one that has over 24,000 views. And surprisingly, those videos are still being watched. But my most popular to date still are the museum videos of New York City. But my best selling have been those trips home. And of course, I'm bopping myself in the head because I have the trips from last November that are uploaded, but which I haven't published. So I hope to do that in the next day or so. So many plans for the channel, but again, there's so little time because yes, I do have a day job. And like I always tell content creators, unahin po ang trabaho na nagbibigay ng kita. Huwag pong ibigay lahat sa YouTube kasi kailangan nyo rin naman kumita ng totoong sweldo. And that's also one thing I'm telling content creators who are thinking of buying subs to monetize. Wag. Do not do that. No matter what those who are selling those subs to you are saying, it is not a surefire deal that if you get monetized, mababawi nyo yan. So, hindi po sigurado na kung kayo magbabayad ng subs para ma-monetize na kikitain nyo yan. Yes, there are certain people who can do that mechanically, but you have to pay for it. That is discouraged by YouTube, and I personally discourage that because my rationale is it can be done organically. So the real way to do it is organic, and I've done it twice. So it can be done. It's a little bit of work. I did mine. So we have 1 year to do 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers. So for Pinay New Yorker, I did it in 4 months. For Take 5 NYC, it was a little longer. I think I'm on my 5th. But I'm going to hit it soon. May nabasa kang message ko, host. Nag-PM ako sa'yo kaninang umaga. Ay, hindi kasi ako naka-open sa Facebook. And I was so busy today. Sabi ko sa'yo, hindi ako nakapag-upload ng shorts ng middle of the day. So that means I was really hectic. Sandali, I'm checking right now. Ano ang message? Because MB and I are connected on Facebook. Hold on. Titingnan natin yan. Teka, nandun ako sa mga channel kasi. Maribel. There. kung okay sa'yo kasi ano nila yung ano to eh, parang FanDuel. Parang ano siya, pag-bet. Pero sa Facebook kanya ino-offer. Payag ba ang YT na ang Facebook niyan? So that's the question. Bangladeshi American vlogger, sasagutin kita mamaya. Kasi it depends kung okay sa'yo. Kasi they're asking permission to put ads on your account. So, yung tiningnan mo na ba kung ano yung ino-offer nilang i-advertise sa'yo? At saka, MB, I don't know kung legit. Yun yung problem. Ang suggestion ko kasi sa'yo, may cash app ka. You should create a cash app account para hindi dumediretso sa bank account mo. So, ang cash app is like Venmo, para siyang GCash. So, you should create your own cash app account. You have to connect that to a bank. Cash app is legitimate. So, yan, that much I can say. Or Venmo or Zelle. Ang Venmo and Zelle naman are connected to banks. So, for example, Citibank does Venmo. You can also do Zelle. Para hindi sila dediretso, you don't have to give them your banking information. So, for example, if you have your Cash App account, you just need to give them your username and your phone number. Same way with Zelle and with Venmo. So you should do that. Hi, Chevy Pusard. Oo, wag mong ibibigay yung bank account mo. So that's very important. And ang maganda sa Cash App, they're rather strict. Pero ang kailangan gamitin mong name sa Cash App is your legal name. So, pero ang makikita nung magbabayad sa'yo is your username. So for example, I have two accounts. Yung isa is Pinay New Yorker. I have a Pinay New Yorker Cash App account. So you just need to give that. If the person has Cash App, pwede kanyang padalahan ng pera. So some YouTubers actually do that para hindi palipad. They advertise their Cash App account. My Cash App, I think, is in my profile. So if you send through Cash App, walang cut si Lolo. Because if you do through palipad, di ba, merong 30%. But then, some people prefer to give it or receive the palipad through Lolo kasi dumadagdag sa revenue. 'Di ba? Para sumampa dun sa $100. So I would set up the payment. Maybe you can ask Kayla or your son to help you set it up. So set up a Cash App account, set up Venmo or Zelle. Kaya lang dapat nakakonect lang yan sa'yo. Wag mo i-connect kay Doc. Kasi yun yung main kayamanan, di ba? You don't want anything else to have access to that. But that's what I would do. Hi, Bangladeshi. Welcome to the live stream. How are you doing? Thank you so much for coming back. And let me just see what I can play for you. Kung legit, hindi ko alam kasi the problem is, di ba, hindi ako nag-Facebook. I'm not a content creator on Facebook. So, I cannot attest. Pero yun ang gagawin ko. Before you answer, I would create the accounts na. Kasi they're saying babayaran ka nila eh. So if they're offering to pay you, sabi mo you will not give bank account details. You will give a Venmo, a Zelle, or a Cash App account. Sasendan kita ng link, doon ka mag-create ng Cash App para may points ako. But that's really the safest. Hold on. Bangladeshi American. Oh my God, your videos are too short. So I'm going to play this. Hold on, it's still. I can't understand, but it has 202 views. Sasagutin ko mamaya yung ano mo. Isesend ko yung mga link. Okay? So it's still playing, but I'm trying to play this one. I can't read it. Okay, Bangladeshi American vlogger. There you go. You should have longer vids because it's not, you're not going to give YouTube enough of a chance to put ads. So you only have ads in the beginning. You don't have ads in the middle because the video is too short. Okay? Okay, there you go. So, yeah, everybody. MBTV is on Facebook as a content creator also. So sometimes she gets offers like this. I'm not there as a content creator. I'm there as a watcher. I do have a Pinay New Yorker page, but the purpose of that is really just for presence. It's not to monetize or to create. I already have enough on my hands being here on YouTube. So my focus really is YouTube. But again, for some people have time to do both, and Facebook is also very content creator centric. So the host or the person who owns the channel has to be, or mostly has to be, in the content that is being showcased. It's very focused on the content creator. And like here in YouTube, you can be a faceless channel. Kadam! Welcome. Good morning. I was wondering, where's Kadam? Where's Jarnail? Why aren't they in here yet? I cannot say goodnight without seeing them. Thank you so much for being here as always. Don't forget to give the live stream a thumbs up. I hope you're having a good morning wherever you are. How are things there? I had a very tiring day, but it was productive. And then it's so cold in New York now, so we're hitting winter, and I even wear my beanie now. I have to wear a hat. Here, let me show you. So I have to, because it's so cold. It's really cold out. See, it's a slouchy hat. I made this. Thank you so much. So I hope you're doing good. Okay, wait, it's clashing with my attire. Ay, Kadam, like I told you, no vacancy. No vacancy, unfortunately. A lot of people are looking for jobs, even in the Philippines. Maybe you should try to be a content creator and earn off YouTube, right? But you have to create videos and create a channel. So, unfortunately, I cannot give you a job. I haven't won the lotto yet. If I win the lottery, maybe, then let's see. And I told you it's more difficult to work in the US now because the government has imposed a $100,000 bond requirement for people applying for H-1B visas. So if you are from another country and you want to work in the US, you find a job, you find a sponsor, there is still the problem of the $100,000 bond. And that's real. That's not a rumor. That's real because my company is also talking about that. So big companies are now worried about that because that's a lot. And that's a very, very big cost. Prismatic, how many tickets would it take to go broke from buying lottery tickets? I just realized I repeated tickets twice. Well, I have a rule. I don't really buy unless I have the money, the extra money. Usually I would spend 10, or it's now $15 every time I buy for, let's say, one weekend. So if I were to do the entire week, that's double. So that's 30. And that's 120 for a month. That's a bit much. So I don't do that, only because I'm not really a gambling person. I'm not a gambler. And I just do it because you can't win it if you are not in it. And I also always buy 2 tickets because the one is for me. So the principle for the ticket for me is, if I win, I will give Prismatic Energy a ticket to come to New York and visit me. And then I will decide how much my family and friends will get. Now, the second one, I will split with my mother. So whatever the price is, if it's $200, $500, or 1 million, the idea for that second ticket, and I always mark it, the idea for the second ticket is I will split that with my mother. So still haven't won. See, I think the biggest I've won is like maybe $40. And sometimes I get to see how much tickets I have already bought, and it's like the return just isn't there. So you have to think of it as really betting. So it's really playing with your luck. Prismatic Energy. Kadam, where is lottery ticket? We have lottery here. We have lotto here. So one requirement is you have to be in the country. How to see win or no? Well, we have websites. So either you go to the store, they have machines, and you can check. Prismatic Energy. Oh my God, thank you, Pinay. I can't wait to go to New York when you become a billionaire. Even just a millionaire. I'm not aiming to be a billionaire. And yes. So, it's one of those things that good if it happens and too bad if it doesn't. I mean, it's not going to make me any poorer, or, it's not going to take away from what little fortune I have. But it's one of those things that you really can't win if you're not in it, right? So you have to participate. But I don't do it every game. So sort of when I remember, if I'm out in the corner and there is a store that sells it on my way to work and in the building where I am at. But I keep thinking they're not going to make New York win, or it's very unlikely that New York would win any of the big prizes. So that's one trivia about Pinay New Yorker. I always do 2 tickets. So it used to be 10 total for the 3 different big games. But one of the games is suddenly now $5. So that's a bit steep. I don't even do Starbucks. You see, those things you have to factor in when you're working in a very expensive city like New York. For example, my lunch would normally be, it averages around $10 a day, just lunch. So if I'm going to go down and get myself a treat, a Magnolia Bakery banana pudding is now, I think, close to $5 for the teeny tiny cup. So when you factor all of that in, plus the fact that I spend $14 on my commute because I take the express bus, it's $7 one way. So it's expensive to work in the city. And thankfully, my company gives us free gourmet coffee. So we do have a fancy machine that does the espresso and everything, and the cappuccinos. We have cold brew. We have free fruit. We have free infused water and all those. And then for the afternoon, they give free popcorn. So there are those perks. It's really expensive. So you have to factor that in when you work in a city like New York. So for example, like I said, the transportation, the food, and of course, if you work in a corporation, you have to think about that tire. So it's part of all the cost. So is working in New York expensive? Yes. Is living in New York expensive? Yes. But also, if you look at the general wage around the country, New York and San Francisco actually are the higher ones. They're elevated because the cost of living in the two cities is very high. So even between New York and New Jersey, let's say Jersey City and New York City, there is a difference in the salary grades or salary range, even if the job is the same. So the tax rates are also different. So all of that factors in. So it is expensive. So those people who are trying to come over and think that it's all good and it's the land of milk and honey. Yes, you can earn the money, but you will have to spend the money also. So it's a very difficult thing to balance when you are looking at just the dollar value. You have to decide what your priority is. Where are you going to spend that money? And what kind of lifestyle do you want? So, for example, if you're somebody who likes going out, wearing signature or branded items, like, those very expensive bags and shoes and clothes, you really have to have a very high paying job for that. And when you have family, when you have children, the food for kids is different. They will not eat the same kind of food that we adults do. They'll do cereal, they'll do milk. Their fruit is different. All those things factor in. Fruit juice is different. So it is doable. It is earnable. It's not impossible. But you have to define what you want your life to be. And like I said, it can be very steep. So I feel bad for those people who got affected by the shutdown. Those who government employees were not getting paid, but the shutdown is over. So we are grateful for that. And we are glad that people are now getting paid and are getting their money and are no longer living in fear of not getting what they are owed. So there you go. So unfortunately, Kadam, I cannot give you a job and I cannot help with the dilemma of finding a job here in the States. It's not a good time to be looking for a job, especially if you are not authorized to work here because it's too complicated of a process. Mahirap humanap ng trabaho ngayon dito sa Amerika kung hindi ka taga rito at kailangan mo pang humanap ng magsa-sponsor. Kasi nga, nagpatupad ang gobyerno ng bagong patakaran na kailangan magbayad ng $100,000 bond. And that's not a joke. Malaking pera yon, ano? Para ka nang bumili. ng 3 kotse. And like I said, it's very competitive. Maraming mga Amerikano ngayon walang trabaho. So isa pang issue yun. A lot of Americans are without a job. So you're competing with internal candidates. And usually they will, of course, prioritize. They're not allowed to import workers or to get people from outside the country if there are available Americans who can fill the job. So that's another thing. You have to show a specific skill that is not easily found, or a set of skill sets, or a set of skills rather, that will make you a special candidate to find a job in the United States. Other than that, like I said, it's not the best of times. So I would stay put. So Kadam, you should just stay where you are and then try to make the most of life there right now. A lot of us think that, the grass is greener on the other side of the fence. Parang mas maganda magtrabaho sa iba, di ba? Although that is true for a lot of our countrymen in the Philippines who decide to leave and then go to other countries to work, and support themselves and their families. It's not always easy to do in countries where there are no jobs like that. Prismatic says, also there's a 1 in a 5 billion chance that you... That's why it's called the lottery, sweetheart. Hold on, somebody. Is this you? Chav. I'm sorry, Chav. You're not going to make me say that. You're not the first one to try. So, gotcha. I'm sorry. You'll have to go to the next live stream. Maybe they'll fall for it. Okay? And I'm just surprised you're using brown emojis for the hands. Okay? I am going to hide this. Try one more and we're going to say goodbye permanently. Okay, Chav? Sorry, you're not the first to try. You're probably the 20th. So I'm sort of on my guard already. Maybe 5 months ago, you would have made me say it. Then I would have had to edit the live stream later, which is such work. Prismatic energy, I didn't see. Again, one of those sub stories trying to make me say something racist. And I always say we cannot do that here. I'm a person of color. We Filipinos are brown. And that's one reason why I am totally not falling for that trap, even if you tell me you're giving me $500 or $1,000. Not doing it. Not worth the money. And again, it's against my principles. I am a person of color too. People think, I don't look white, right? Some people think I'm Chinese. No, I'm not. I'm Filipino. And I'm very proud of that. That's why my name says Pinay. Prismatic energy, that's a good mindset. No, you have to remember, we are people of color. And even if we were not, for example, if I was a Caucasian, why, I think, we are all racist in one way or the other. So it's not always against the right color. It's what we do with that bias that distinguishes us from one another. Other people will use it to deride others. Other people just form opinions about certain races or cultures, but don't do anything about it and strive to be kind and to be open to interacting with the world. Prismatic, I don't know, many people get mistaken for other Asians. We're a very good mix, that's why. They can't quite make up their minds what we are. I'm usually approached and people will start talking in Spanish to me, and they don't even know what I am. And the strange thing is, I have a Hispanic last name. So I keep telling people, you see an Asian with a Hispanic last name, that's a Filipino, because we were a colony for 333 years, right? So our last names were Hispanized. The Spaniards actually gave us our last names. It was by region. So certain regions and last names came from certain provinces at the start. And of course, people have become more mobile. But the thing is that our last names became Hispanic sounding because of that. But that's the reason. And it's not for anything. And like I said, I always tell them, I'm sorry, I don't speak Spanish. I'm Filipino. Or sometimes someone would email presuming I'm Hispanic because of my Hispanic last name. I just tell them, no, I'm Filipino. I'm sorry. Prismatic energy. Yes, that's also why our language has some phrases similar to Spanish, right? Yes, and in fact, there are dialects like Chabacano, that's in the south. It's in Zamboanga. They're practically half Spanish. The words that they use are half Spanish. So that is part of the influence, and that is, again, part of our cultural identity too. So even the mannerisms and the habits, both good and bad, that we have are derived from that colonization. So, and then the Americans came, they gave us public schools, and they gave us the English language, of course. And our first teachers in the Philippines were the soldiers. So, although they were only there for 33 to 35 years, they were the most profound influence, if you ask me. Because now everybody speaks a smattering of English wherever you go. You can talk to a cigarette vendor, a farmer, they would understand you. So they might not be able to communicate in good English with you, but if, let's say, you ask for water, they would know what that is. You ask which direction to wherever, they will point you right, left, here, or whatever. So we're very proud of that. And a lot of foreigners have acknowledged that, those who are going around Asia. Let's say, for example, if they have gone to another Asian country, for example, like Thailand, when they come to the Philippines, they are so surprised that everybody speaks English. And like I said, although it's different levels of proficiency, nakakatuwa po at na ina-acknowledge nila na tayong mga Pilipino, magaling tayong makipag-usap sa mga banyaga. We can speak well with foreigners, and we are able to communicate. In fact, that's one reason why our call centers mabentang mabenta. Our call centers are actually very good, except, it's the Philippines you're talking to, because you can hear people laughing in the background. Maingay, may mga nagbibiruan, may naglalaro, nadidinig sa background. You don't hear that with the other BPOs. Like, for example, if you're talking to India, hindi nyo madidinig yung kantsawan, yung lokohan sa likod. Pero syempre, in fact, a lot of companies I heard prefer the Philippines kasi mas madaling naiintindihan ng customers. Prismatic energy. Side question, can you sing? Yes. But I will not sing here. I can sing, yes. But I'm no Regine Velasquez, but I can sing. I have a tone. I'm not tone deaf. I can hit my notes. And that there are certain ranges that I do well. I do well with carpenters, because the range is very, very, it's not that high or that low. What else? Yeah. Prismatic energy, me too. Oh, we should do a duet. Oh, but I don't want to sing on YouTube because that's forever there. I mean, sometimes I go into a live stream and they're singing, and it's like, ate, maybe you should just recite a poem. I don't think pagkanta ang galing mo. But there are some Filipinos who do live streams that are really good, really, really good. Prismatic says, but I got nerfed because I'm half Vietnamese too. Don't feel bad about that. I mean, you're still an Asian through and through, and there are several Filipinos who are married to Vietnamese families, and it's almost like marrying within the race. So you're not that far away. I'm almost tempted to mention somebody who just passed. She was half Vietnamese too. And then I also have a friend who I knew through a niece of mine, but who is a good friend now. He is married to a Vietnamese lady who's just so gorgeous also. So, one thing I have learned, and I learned this after my divorce, and this is me sharing something personal. So I started dating and going out, right? There is a different kind of interaction when you interact with somebody who is not of the same race. So when you interact, let's say, with a Caucasian, even the difference in the religions are different, and it sort of widens your perspective about people, and nag-iiba yung pananaw kapag ibang lahi or ibang kulay yung dinedate nyo. So, when I came to the States, I did not date because I came here to get married. So, ikakasal na ako nung lumanding ako ng Amerika. So, hindi na ako nakapag-date ng iba. So, I married a Filipino. Kaya my son is 100% Filipino. Although Phil-Am siya, like prismatic, he was born here. So, for all intents and purposes, he's an American. Pero nung nag-divorce ako, which was around 8 years ago, alam niyo, really can't get an exact date. Hindi ko matandaan kung exactly. Saan ko ba bibilangin? Where do I count my being divorced? Is it when we separated or when the decree came down? Because it took 2 years or something for the decree to be granted. So anyway, it widens your perspective when you start interacting because they see us differently. So, iba yung tingin nila sa atin, iba yung tingin nila sa babae. They look at women differently. And not that I'm generalizing because I hate to generalize, and I tell people, do not generalize because you're missing out on the exceptions. Filipinos have a certain perspective of women and what women should be or ought to be. So I have noticed that depending on the culture and the upbringing, iba yung tingin nila. So that was quite an eye opener for me when I started going out. And do I want to date Filipinos again? I don't know. That's my honest opinion. I think it's maybe I've been jaded, so I don't know, but yeah, that opened my eyes to a lot of things. Iba yung tingin nila. They look at women differently. They look at us as Filipinos differently. Again, intellectually. So the long and short of it is, I realized, oh my God, there's such a wide variety of people out there, and I didn't get to see that because I came to the States to get married. Prismatic says, I feel like everybody has been jaded somehow. I think that's human nature for us to be jaded. We learn, right? We learn our lessons from what happens to us in our lives. So it can be both good and bad. Being jaded does not always mean that you are burned. You can be burned and you can become a better person and sort of like learn your lesson. Prismatic says, after going through realizing I'm not that mature the hard way, I've decided to lay dating to the side until I'm a senior. Even when you're a senior, you're still a baby. And like I said, when you see the world out there, when you're in college, oh, and I'm sure you will remember this when you step into that phase of your life. I hope you remember, Tita said this. You will realize it's such a different world out there. That your world is really, no matter how liberal or how open-minded your parents are, no matter that you're in California where, things are looked at a little more broad-mindedly, when you go out into the real world, you'll see, oh my God, it's even bigger. The world is even more colorful. I think that's a very good description. Michi Manalo, maybe when the court released the divorce papers host. Well, that was 2017. But we had been like, by 2017, siguro 4 years na kaming, by then. So, he moved out 2 years before the papers were released. So, magulo, no? I would think, I think one of the determining parang may tatak na events was 2013. So yeah, 2017. Pero I never remember. I have the papers, but kumbaga people will remember that like an anniversary. I don't. Because I think in my mind, I had made up my mind I was already divorced even before the papers came out. Prismatic, yes, it's a very good description. I can imagine it in my head right now. And you're lucky because you have such a wide understanding of the world. You are able to see the world in a very smart way. You're exposed to education. You have a different purview of things, right? And you're exercising your brain to think of things in different ways. So like when you think about debating, You think about, okay, do I attack it from the left? Do I attack it from the right? Right? Michi Manalo says, legally speaking. Oo nga naman. Kaya lang I haven't changed my name, although my legal name is now back to my maiden name. Which reminds me, I have to open a bank account in that name because all my bank accounts are in the other name. And sometimes there's a problem when I'm trying to arrange for payment for something. Ayaw nila kasi when I give my passport, it says the maiden name already. My citizenship already has me in the maiden name. But all my other papers, even in the office, are still in my old name. And I really want to go back to my maiden name kasi in my eyes, mas sikat yon. Parang like I tell people, yung apelyido ko kasi sa my surname and my maiden name is more of a Kennedy. And then my name as married is also popular, but it to me hindi kasing hindi kasing distinctive ba. Marie Salas, because it's not a happy moment, that's why, host, there's nothing to celebrate. Marie, that's so true. And parang for me, like I said, I sort of had made up my mind, even before the paper or the decree came down, I was already divorced. So, naghiwalay na kami, and then wala na siya dito sa bahay, and then, we were living our lives separately. So, the papers were really just a formality. But it was like, I would say, kung 2017 yung papers, yung decree bumagsak, mga 2013. So, it was 4 years even before. So, to me, like when I say, when you tell Americans you're divorced, they're going to say, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And I always tell them, don't say sorry. I was the one who asked for it. And if you ask me, I'm really happier now. And I'm in a better place. Because I think that was a necessary phase for me to go through to be where I am now. So masaya ako kung saan ako nandoon ngayon. And I don't see myself going back. So may nagtatanong niyan, do I see myself reconciling? First, si X will never. He's the type of person pag tapos. And lalo naman ako. So parang, I can see myself maybe, I've thought about the other exes before. Oh, sige, pwede yan. Sige, maybe. Or, but this one definitely, because I think the wounds were too deep. And like I said, I'm a farmer. Mapagtanib si Pinay New Yorker. I tend to bear grudges. And it's not bearing a grudge, but it's something that's hard to forget. So, I can be civil, but we're not friends. And I think some of his friends expect na friends kami. Sabi ko, no, we're not friends. We're co-parenting. So that's a reality of life. And I always tell my son, just because my marriage failed doesn't mean that his cannot succeed. And that is what I pray for him. I really wish that he does something that we weren't able to do, which is keep yung kumbaga yung hugot na may forever. Prismatic, what's your advice for moving on? Because also the person that hurt me turned out to be a Pinoy. So I don't know why he would betray his own kind, although he was pretending to be someone else. It's not about betraying someone of your own kind. A cheat will cheat on whoever, regardless of whether it's a Filipino, Chinese, or whatever. Somebody who cannot be faithful will not be faithful. How do you move on? Look at the other fish in the ocean and just know that it wasn't meant to be. I used to be like that. I used to cling. But it wasn't even the divorce, but it was the other people I met after I divorced that taught me how to sort of like love more selflessly. I used to be like very possessive and very clingy. And I realized that made it hurt more. So that hurt me more. And then I came across a kind of relationship where you had to be more generous. And it's sort of like you take the happy moments, and then if there are challenges, you let it pass, and then you move on. And just being more open and being kinder, and again being less possessive, that actually makes you closer and stronger. So to move on, what did I do to move on? I saw other people. So, you just open yourself to being friends, not necessarily having another boyfriend. You just go on and find other friends, meet other people. So, doon ako nagulat. And surprisingly and sadly, what happened was, when I met other people, CX became smaller to me. So, parang I suddenly realized he looked like such a superstar, like Mala Richard Gomez to me, because I was in love with him. But when the love went and I saw, him for what he was, I mean, hindi ko sinasabi na katsupoy siya or that he was like an ugly person, but I realized, oh my God, there's so much out there. Like, I met somebody who was a lawyer like me, who went into communications, who was one of the top officers of one of the top 10 universities actually in the country. And he was so amazed that we followed the right path. Hindi kami nag-click kasi, Diyos ko, magte-text lang para akong kailangan tumula. He was like so literary, and he was such a very poetic writer. It was hard to keep up with, and um, I would think kasi there was an age gap also of like he was older by mga 10 years. So, but that was quite a revelation, and he's still a good friend. It's a little complicated because I don't think he was a boy at first, but yeah, once a cheater is always a cheater, and I realize that now. And you will come across so many others, and that's what I want to tell people. Like, my son has found that out. I mean, how many girlfriends has he had? I think this is the third, and in between there were casual relationships. But like I said, you have to explore the world. And I think what struck me the most was I was beautiful to this man. And then my ex-husband always wanted to mold me into something else. Okay, I'll be back soon. That's all right. I'm about to say goodbye, Prismatic. It's late already. So thank you so much for being here, and I hope we can continue the conversation. And I'm not worried about you. I think you'll be fine, and you've been doing great where you are. Thank you again to everybody who joined the conversation tonight. Maraming salamat po sa pagsali sa aking unwinding. It's 10 o'clock in New York City, so it's time for us to say goodbye. And I know you have your day to go on with. I will not be here tomorrow, but I might be on Saturday. I will put out an art card if ever I do decide to live stream on Saturday. But definitely no Pinay New Yorker tomorrow. Maraming salamat, Mitch Manalo. And again, I know you're there somewhere, kahit na hindi ko kayo naririnig. And I hope you have a good Friday there. Friday na, no? Tito Thursday pa. Busy tayo bukas, so I won't be here, but I will try to be back on Saturday. I might. But definitely, I will see you on Sunday. Thanks, everyone, and you have a blessed Friday there. Good night.